I think we are live. I'm going to check one thing. Hello, everyone. Let's go. Mm, Let's wait like 2 minutes, and we can start.
All right.
I think we can start because it's going to be recorded anyway. So for anyone who's late, he can rewatch it. So welcome everyone, and meet the Floyd. And Floyd is the BTG coach. He's doing a lot of he's working for many years already with in the OnlyFans industry. He's helping small agencies, the middle and the all agencies basically, through the VIP group where he's doing every week. He's doing the calls with all the members from the BTZ. He's doing like the consulting. He's starting with he's helping new agencies, and so I was wondering if I should ask you this question, but can you introduce yourself to the community because most of our people may not know you, and maybe you can say a couple of words about yourself.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so I'm PBF Floyd, but I go by PBF online. Um, I've been in the OnlyFans industry now for 2025 will be 3 years. So I kind of started out the same way that a lot of people start out, buying guides, buying mentorships, going through the learning curves and the heartache, trying to learn this business, trying to learn marketing and chatting and all that. And I probably worked with, I can't even count how many creators I've worked with at this point. Some good ones, some not so great. Um, and it's, just kind of been an uphill battle up until recently. So about a year ago, I saw that OFM Empire was starting to make way. I got in contact with BTZ and we basically put this VIP group together. So, it's a more exclusive group, paid group, whatever, where we basically just help agencies, a lot of new guys. There's also a lot of guys in there that are doing ridiculous numbers. And then, of course, we have the Warlords group for those that are earning six figures per month. Um, but yeah, once I started with BTZ, I kind of got my feet under me, and then we were able to scale to six figures a year ago in December and then January. Had a couple failed partnerships, so I restarted a couple times. And now I'm kind of just doing my own thing, built out a team. We're back up. We got 8 creators total, um, four of which out of the 8 are performing at the highest.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much it. Just maintaining the agency, learning new marketing strategies, learning new, things that come with the OnlyFans in general, the management side of it, and doing the coaching and the mentorship stuff. So that's pretty much the
Yeah.
short.
So basically, you are a coach, and you spoke. You for sure. I saw how busy you are because on the BTZ there are like the reviews, and many people are sending some kind of the reviews of your calls. I saw o- a lot of the positive feedback, and I wanted to ask about like about the starting agency. If you would be like 3 years ago, and which I just like I said, I don't want to ask you about all the subs you are doing right now with your agency, but the first question I have in my mind is about what what mistakes you would be able to, what would be your advice for the new agencies who want to start, who has the first model, the first friend and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about starting is there's an argument where they say sometimes you need capital or you don't need any capital at all. And a lot of people come in and they'll think that, they heard through the grapevine or advertisements or whatever, YouTube people, oh, you don't need any money to start this business and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like half and half. So I would say that you should have a little bit of capital set aside, something, around $5,000, just to kind of get your foot in the door, because there's going to be a lot of mistakes that you make when you're going through marketing and chatting and just trying to build your team, get your chatters, train your chatters correctly. So I would say that you should have a little bit of a budget. Like, don't come in thinking that you can start from flat zero. No business you can come in and start from zero. It's just not. It doesn't make any sense, or it's going to take you a long time, which is how I started.
Mm-hmm.
I started with zero money. So it took 2 years to get to that point. And the second most important thing is that when you're starting, you have got to find a creator that is willing to like ride the ride with you. She's not combative. She's not, always asking a million questions or threatening to leave. Like, you have to kind of have somebody who's a beginner as well, just starting out, and is willing to go through those learning curves with you. And that's sort of like one of the key factors that I see people fail, is that they'll get a model, they'll get excited, they're like, okay, we're going to do all this marketing, and then they don't have any marketing strategies, or they are unable to sell because they don't have a healthy chatting team, and then that creator ends up leaving. And then, agencies get a bad rap because they're like, oh man, we're taking their money, it's such a high percentage and all this other crap that goes into it. So that's the biggest thing, is just finding a hardworking creator who's like on the same page as you. You don't have to lie about anything. You don't have to produce fake statements or none of that. It's like, hey, maybe I had success in another business or whatever, but I like the margins here on OnlyFans, or what I'm trying to get into it. Whatever your reasoning is, like, you can be transparent with the creator about that. And that's the way that I would say that it's the best way to start. And then, with that one creator, you want to get the account to 10K a month. That's always been the goal. Just hang with one creator, learn everything you can about marketing, learn everything you can about chatting, hiring and training your VAs, your chatters, and everything. Use that one model to get through all that stuff you're going to need to know until the account starts hitting around 10K. If you're on a 50-50 split, that's 5K to your pocket. That's money that you can invest with a new creator. After you've built out systems for, your interview process, your onboarding process, how you're organizing all your content, like, everything should be a steady flow. And you should build all that stuff out with the first creator.
So the following question is about your first model. I mean, I don't. I mean, who was your first model? But how did you get her? I mean, because right now there are many, like the marketplace. There are like shortcuts. You can buy the models. There are salary models. There are models with some experience. And if you would like to start, I mean, who was how did you find your first model, basically?
So, interestingly enough, I got into Andrew Tate's Hustlers University.
Okay.
And I just kind of I was going to build websites for, IG models and stuff like that, and try to like help them, get them to pay me to brand them so that we could start selling merchandise and whatever else they wanted to do. So I went down this black hole, and I found OnlyFans, chatted it up with a couple of guys who got me into it. And believe it or not, the way I started was with my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
So I moved her in, and we did that for about 6 to 8 months. And then she got to a point where she was like, I don't really want to do this anymore, whatever. So I freaked out because I was like, I really want to, I really want to do this. And I was like, I got to find a creator like as soon as possible. So I went through like 1,000 different outreach methods, setting up profiles of other successful guys that were out there. Like, I was stealing their content off their pages and creating my own Instagram pages to do outreach, lifestyle, cars, all that. And that didn't really work. And then I started building my agency page. So I started shooting some content and stuff like that, just giving little tips and tricks. When what I knew about OnlyFans at the time. And then I basically started doing this thing where I was just reaching out to the creators and I was telling them, and this was before I knew about marketplaces. This was before I met BTZ and saw OFM Empire and all that other stuff. So there weren't a lot of resources at that time. So what I did was I started asking creators if I could get content from them to post on the agency page. So I had a model page, and then I also had the agency page where I made content. And what I would do is I would just ask them like, hey, you know, can you give me a picture or a video or whatever? I'll tag you in it. And then as our page grows, you might be able to get subscribers for it. But I'm just trying to post so that we can advertise our services. Instead of flat out asking them, hey, do you want to, you know, get management under you or whatever? Can we manage your accounts? I was just asking them for content, which inevitably made them come back and ask me, well, what do you do? Once they started asking
But you mean, yeah, you mean the content for your website, or just like the Instagram for the agencies, right?
just
I mean, for you.
well, I created a website, yeah, and I've had, you know, link in bio and
Like
all
this.
that stuff, but the whole play, how it worked, was just asking for content instead of asking them if they had management. And I swear to you, the first message that I sent out, I got a girl from Texas, and she
really?
thought that it was like this amazing opportunity for her. And the whole time I'm sitting back like, oh my God, I can't believe I just landed this client.
Okay.
And so yeah, and then I did that with her for like 8 months. We went viral a couple times on TikTok, got the account up. She wasn't like the most attractive creator out there. There was a lot of personal issues, which you'll run into. Yeah, I don't know how much I can actually say here, but
of course,
there's just there especially in the US, there's a lot of creators that have like bad habits, addictions, boyfriend drama, family drama, things like that. So there was a lot of external factors that played a part in keeping a lot of these creators, and that's what happened with her. You know, she couldn't pay her rent. She had a son. There was a whole bunch of stuff that went on with that.
Okay.
And eventually it just got to the point where I was like, all right, you're not turning into the content and stuff that I need, so I need to find a new one. And then I paid somebody to start recruiting for me. And then I found my second model that way.
Okay. And you, as I understand, you are working mostly with the models from the United States, right? Or do you have any models from Europe or from outside of the States?
Yeah, so I've worked with a variety of different creators. I've worked with some creators in Romania, Lithuania, Germany, US and UK, obviously, Argentina, Colombia. And right now I actually have a creator in the Netherlands who is the absolute best creator I've ever had in my life. She is
nice.
amazing. And she's actually Ukrainian, but because of the war and all that other stuff, she moved out to the Netherlands. So, so yeah, I mean, I've worked with a variety of different creators. Right now, it is mostly US and UK based. But then we have, you know, we have her.
And when you are marketing because you did mention that you have creators also from Germany, do you market all of your creators to the States, to the United States, or are you marketing some kind? I mean, on the different markets, for example, for the local markets. I know there are many agencies who are running successful outreach in their local, I would say, languages, for example, in French, German, and, you know, because United States are really overused, I would say, by the models and outreach, because United States is the goal it's the goal for all agencies. Of course, there is the huge number of the members of the OnlyFans is from United States, because it's not that much popular in the Europe. But I heard there are a lot of the positive. I heard a lot of the positive feedback from the agencies from Germany, French, and Italy. And do you brand all your models to United States, or do you work with locally?
So it really depends on the creator. So like, I'll give you an example. There are so many places around the world, so many different countries around the world where people have money and they want to spend money. and they're, you know,
Okay.
into the whole OnlyFans thing. So when it comes to that, yes, we do predominantly market in the US and in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I've never marketed in like a French market or anything like
Okay.
that. It's creator based. So for
Mm-hmm.
example, I had a creator from Lithuania,
Mm-hmm.
and Lithuania's population is very, very small.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people that have money there. So what we did is that most of her chats, most of the money she was bringing in on the account was Lithuanian native.
Mm-hmm.
So they were speaking the Lithuanian language.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we did was we just hired Lithuanian chatters, and we had
Okay.
them speak in the native tongue.
I was
And
wondering, how did you find them?
I had a couple connections. One of the
Okay.
creators that I had was from Lithuania, but living in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
And she put us on with some guys. I found another guy in the war room. So like networking is huge, right? Obviously,
Networking, yes.
communities and stuff. You meet a bunch of different people around the world. So
Mm-hmm.
it was very difficult, I'll say that, but we were able to find the Lithuanian chatters. And, you know, she was already famous in Lithuania
Mm-hmm.
on top of
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So it just kind of made sense. But that's the whole point, right? Like, if you can, like, you're not subject to just one market. And a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't pay attention to that. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, let's get US, UK, Canada, Australia. We'll get that.
Okay.
There's agencies that are strictly based in Australia, which it's more expensive there compared to
Mm-hmm.
US. But those dudes spend money. So they have you
Okay.
know, the Australian agency or French agency. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it depends on the creator, it depends on where she's from and like what
Mm-hmm.
her subscribers look like. But you can build teams around those areas to cater to those subscribers and still make money.
Mm-hmm. Because um, when I was speaking about with the different agents, I mean different agencies from the different countries, I was thinking about, because I also saw a couple of the posts on the few groups on the Telegram about like the offers that if you run the model in the, for example, doing the traffic to United States, we can manage it for you in Germany, for example. And because right now you are able to run like 3 pages on the OnlyFans, I was thinking about this practice. Do you know maybe if it sucks? I mean, if it works, I mean, if you have one model and you mainly market it to the United States, is it good idea, for example, to work with some kind of the local agencies additional where you can outsource, for example, to the second language, which can improve the like the income? Because right now these days you don't need too much. I mean, to, for example, if you have greater um, marketing on the United States, you are also able at the same time market it in the French, in German, or and so on. Do you know any agencies who are doing like the on the two markets at the same time, one model?
I mean, not offhand. I'm sure that they do it, but man, like I said, it's all based on the creator's account, right? Like where she's
Mhm.
from and everything like that. So, like I said, I'm sure they do it. And if you have the ability to market in several different markets, like I know with dating apps, which we don't run anymore, um, there were guys that were just targeting major cities in different countries,
Mhm.
and it could be a U.S. creator, it could be a Romanian creator, it really doesn't matter. But their DA was targeting just major cities in different countries where they know that
Mhm.
the people had money, and they were
Mhm.
bringing in subs. The subs were spending. So I don't know about outsourcing it to another agency that's like in a different market. You could,
Mhm.
but I don't know, man. People don't really like to sell traffic, and if somebody
Okay.
is selling traffic, it's typically like not good.
Okay.
So
Makes
it's
sense.
usually best if
Be-
you have like if you got your own team put together though, that all
Mhm.
operates under the same umbrella, and you know you have a creator. Let's say she's based in the U.S. You got a
Mhm.
guy on the ground in the U.S. You have a guy on the ground in the UK and wherever else. If you have people that are stationed in these different countries, they
Mhm.
can easily set up a phone and profile accounts and set everything up to get reach. And then at that point, all you're really doing is you're just analyzing your subscribers? Do they like her?
Mm-hmm.
Spending on her? You know what I mean? It is
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. Like you can go worldwide with it if it makes sense. There's a lot of US creators that are being blown up all over the world, and in general, like influencers go to different countries,
Of
music
course.
artists go to different countries and stuff. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm. And of course, uh, you are the coach. And what I wanted to ask is about, if we spoke at the beginning about the starting own agency, and my question is, if you would recommend to new agencies, to people, uh, using that kind of the services, like the coaching, like the mentoring, because you did mention that about networking is important, and it's obviously it is. I mean, it, even in my case, we are running agency here in Poland, and I know almost all my competitors, and we are networking together, and we are doing brainstorms together, and it's having couple of the guys, couple of the point of views. It's always opening your mind, giving better ideas, solutions, etc. So my question is, would you recommend to the people to use that kind of the, I would say, services like one-to-one coaching, mentoring, and stuff like that?
I mean, I would say yes, because it will help you get through the learning curve. But the problem with the whole coaching thing is that, I mean, I don't want to get too into it and like talk about me and all my coaching
Of
or
course.
whatever. But, that's why I became a coach, is
Mm-hmm.
because I went through so many different mentorships and bought guides and
Mm-hmm.
paying for this and paying for that. I spent probably over $20,000 just
Mm-hmm.
in trying to learn from the right
Of course.
people. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I would just say you have to get with the right person, because a
Okay.
lot of these people in the OnlyFans industry don't even make money from their agency.
Mm-hmm.
They make more from coaching than they do in their own agency, and they're a lot of the times scammers. They don't
Mm-hmm.
help produce results. You'll pay 5, 6, 7, even 10K for a mentorship, and they
Mm-hmm.
throw you a PDF and say you have a priority group chat and we'll answer your questions,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't get shit out of it. Like no
Okay.
results. I just talked to a kid last month who spent $9,000, and he's sitting there like, bro, I don't even know what to do. And he booked a call with me for one-on-one coaching. And just from what I could tell, what we spoke about helped him more than what he was getting out of for $9,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing, man. Like me personally, as a coach, I take it very seriously, because
Mm-hmm.
I was in a position where I spent that money and never got results from it. And then they
Mm-hmm.
just, kind of fuck you off later anyway. You just like,
Yes.
oh, okay, cool. It's not on us. It's on you. You didn't work hard enough, and da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, well, now we have obviously the VIP group.
Mm-hmm.
All the coaches are earning high five figures, six figures.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody dedicates their time to making sure that people actually get what they need. And then that was the other reason that I opened the mentorship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it for you, but we provide traffic, we provide methods. You can
Mm-hmm.
learn, continue services. We help teach about chatting from A to
Mm-hmm.
Z, how to deal with all that. We provide creator, and nobody's doing that. No one is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, to answer your question, that's the whole thing. You just have to make sure that if you're going to do coaching or mentorship or whatever, and you're going to spend that money, that you really do it with the right person, because
Okay.
it is necessary to get you through the learning curve faster, because there's just a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
you have to learn. I mean, it took me two years to get through all that by myself. And it wasn't until I met BTZ and his whole team that I was actually able to learn from like people who are really successful with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the whole point also of the I when I joined the first time, I think it was like 1 year ago to BTZ VIP group, and there is a huge difference in the quality of the chats from because I am the member in a lot of the groups, and you see that there are many agencies who are really successful, and even the way how they speak on these groups is way different. I know it's also moderated at all, etc. but yeah. Uh, so basically, you are running the everything on your own. I mean, are you, because you did mention about the chatting also? Do you use the chatting agency, or you are like you have own in-house chatting people in your agency?
So basically, what I did was I have a team. So
Hmm.
there's four of us. Well, really, there's like six of us. But I've got a guy who handles a lot of the back end stuff. Like,
Hmm.
we have our website that he maintains. We have the emails, our jot form for
Hmm.
recruiting. So he
Hmm.
deals with a lot of the recruiting stuff. Um, and anything that we really need as far as like, running ads or SEO or just anything that has to do with the back end. And then I have a guy who is in charge of all the chatting. He also runs a
Hmm.
full service agency himself, plus the
Okay.
chatting. Um, I've got a Reddit lead, I've got an Instagram lead, I've got a Twitter guy, and then I have my personal assistant who helps me with the creators, helps me find new traffic methods so we can implement the new traffic methods. And basically, all I do is I oversee everything. I'm managing everything. I'm one on one with the creators, coming up with content ideas,
Hmm.
making sure that they're organized, making sure they have support. And that's pretty much like how I have it set up. So I have a group of guys, we do team meetings each week. Everybody's
Hmm.
got their own things that they're working through. So we just do it as a unit. You know what I mean? And
Hmm. Okay.
that's super important. Just like how you said, you've been networking with a lot of people, getting different ideas, and just that's really what changes the game. Doing it by yourself is one thing, and it's only going to last for so long. But when you have like an actual team of guys who all
Hmm.
like-minded, and you're producing ideas every day, and you're talking for a couple hours a day, that's when things really get done. So that's been my journey, is just finding the right people to
Hmm.
create this team with.
Because the market is so huge that even if you are running the separated agencies, it doesn't mean that you need to compete with each other. I mean, of course, there are some kind of the stuffs which people are keeping for themselves, but always brainstorming with the others. Uh, for sure, is the great idea. When I was running, I mean, since I'm running the Instagram growth agency, I know the other people who are doing the same stuff, and just like I said, we are uh, okay if everything is fine. We don't chat that much, but every time there is any change on the Instagram, we talk a lot. Sometimes I talk with them more than with my girlfriend, and and we are brainstorming and always finding the solution. Uh, so going back to the chatting, because there are like the agencies. Not everyone have the people who knows already the chatting. I mean, they have the friends just like you, but because there are different types of the chatting. I mean, you can hire like their own guys who work for you there, or and you need to train them. There are some the agencies who are selling like the salary. I mean, like you are paying per hour plus commission, and there are agencies who are just charging per commission.
Yeah.
And if, if I know, I mean, how would you set up your first agency? I mean, let's say you have the first model, maybe that's your girlfriend, whatever, and you need the chatting. And first of all, are you chatting as the agency, I mean, or as the guy? You are chatting yourself, you are chatting, or you're watching YouTube videos, or you hire someone for $3 per hour, or you are trying
Hold on one
yeah.
second. My kid just busted.
Okay. So everyone, if you have some kind of the questions, just feel free to use the chat, and I will pin the questions. Um, and I'm pretty sure the Floyd um, will answer them. I know that I saw there was the question about the traffic, how he's getting the traffic, and I'm going to ask about that. But um, which I mean, he was mentioned overall what was the traffic method, but don't expect any like the everything he's doing. So Uh, I think he has his kids jump into the to the room, and it seems like there is the war.
Oh man, my bad.
Yes.
My little dudes are always running in on me. But so you're talking about chatting.
Yeah, I was asking about if you are like the beginner, are you you should find like the commission based agency, hire your own chatters, or
I
what?
mean, the best thing that you could possibly do is just chat yourself. When it's
Okay.
just you and you just have your creator, you want to learn because there's a lot of psychology behind it as well, right? You want to learn how
You
customer
understand.
care,
Mhm.
how to deal with just if you're running on a CRM or whatever, learning the OnlyFans platform and everything, but just seeing like how the subscribers react because there's only a couple different kinds of subscribers. And in order for you to train a team, you have to know what you're doing anyway. Some people are really
Mhm.
good at chatting, some people just can't do it. Like I was really good at chatting at first
Mhm.
because I know how to
Have you
sell.
been doing have you been doing deep rates?
I have rated some days. Actually, quick story. It was funny. Actually degraded a guy. So he was talking shit and wasn't really trying to spend any money. So what I did was is the model, she had content where she did dick ratings for small dicks and also like bigger ones. And so I made him pay for a $50 video of her basically telling the dude that he had a small penis. And then,
Okay.
he kind of laughed about it or whatever. But yeah, there's a couple different kind of subscribers and you have to be able to identify those kind of subscribers and learn how to make them spend, how to make them fall in love, the girlfriend experience, that whole thing. Like, and a lot of it is therapy for these people, these guys that
Mhm.
subscribe are divorced or lonely, whatever. And you kind of have to learn about all these different aspects of the chatting. So that way you can actually train somebody to do it correctly. Because
Okay.
even when you're in the beginning stages, if you're not getting a lot of traffic in, which most new agencies are not because they're learning how to do marketing, you're not going to be able to outsource to an agency anyway because they come with prerequisites. You need like 50 paid subs per day, or the account has to have so many subscribers. Excuse me, some only work on paid accounts. Some
Mhm.
chatting agencies won't do free accounts.
Mhm.
So so yeah, I mean, in the beginning stages, you should absolutely learn how to chat yourself, and then
Okay.
in order to keep your margins higher, then obviously you should be paying the $3 an hour, whatever percentage commission. The best that you can get is really good chatters who you pay strictly commission.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I would say that you definitely got to learn how to do it first.
Mhm. Of course. And there is the main question which people want to know about the traffic, of course. And maybe you can tell like couple of words about the maybe not the all strategies, but because someone asked, for example, why you are not doing dating apps. Because as far I know, you are mostly focused on the organic stuff, right? Like the viral um, Reddit, right? Mm, maybe you can tell more about the traffic on the bringing the traffic, or as for example, you don't have a lot of the budget to buy all the stuff. I mean, because basically you can start just buying one iPhone and doing some kind of the reels and stuff like that. The most important is the vision and how you are, what you are going to record with your model and stuff like that. And maybe you can mention just a little part of what to do with the first traffic. Is it better, by the way, is it better if you are starting with the model? Is it better to run the free page or paid subs? Because you need to somehow get first, like likes under the post, like the first messages, and don't get crazy with the couple of few subscribers at the early beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're a complete beginner, right, and you're working on all brand new accounts, there's not a lot of subscribers in the OnlyFans, you should absolutely start running a free page, because that's going to be the easiest way for you to get as many subs in as possible. The thing to keep in mind, though, is that I don't think a lot of people understand, like, they're learning traffic methods or whatever, but they're jumping from traffic method to traffic method because of updates and ban waves, and this account got banned and this moderator, there's just all these different things happening on these platforms, because the whole thing is that marketing platforms want to, like TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, whatever. The whole reason they exist is because they're trying to keep people on the platform. So when we come in and we use their platforms to take people away from them, now you start creating issues, and they have to do these updates, and they have to, keep changing the terms of service and all this other shit, because we're just taking them off the platform. But nobody really understands that, number one, the goal is to keep them on the platform. Your creator, the whole reason you're posting on these platforms or whatever, the way to get growth organically or whatever is to keep people on the platform. So what are you providing to the platform that keeps the people on? Because that's when you get rewarded, if you're able to do that. So whether it be good content or a really good niche, or the creator's just super hot or whatever's keeping people on that page, all these marketing platforms will reward you by getting you more, getting you more engagement, getting you more exposure. And then eventually, you can monetize on all these different platforms, especially YouTube and TikTok. So the whole goal is that you need to be learning the platform. How does the platform actually work? And you want to know that from A to Z. Everything from, like, the rules to the terms of service to what people are posting, what content is being shown, what's on the For You page. Like, you just want to go through everything and learn everything there is to know about the Instagram platform, like, or any platform. Instagram, like, I follow the creators of Instagram just so that I can keep up to date with whatever they're talking about, whatever they're doing, and things like that.
So you're like constantly doing own research. I mean, by following even other creators, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Even big OF creators, I want to know what they're doing. Big influencers, what are they doing? Why are their videos getting rewarded? Why is their fan base growing? And so the whole point of it is that you really need to get into the platforms and understand how the platforms work. And that happens by posting. That happens by trying different things, failing, learning from the mistakes or whatever. And then the long-term goal is to start building your own networks. So creating pages that are getting a lot of following, getting a lot of engagement, and growing over time. So that way, when you go to plug in new creators, you can just cross promote. You can use, like, you got your Twitter. Okay. So you got 5 big ass pages on Twitter. You use those pages to promote your creator, even if it's another creator's profile. It doesn't matter. You can cross promote that way. You can build up retweet groups. You have your own retweet groups. Build your own subreddits for each of your models. So that way, when you put them on Reddit, you have your own network. That's what Jack does, our Reddit coach. He's got his own big ass network of subreddits. Same thing with Instagram. You got a couple big model pages, or you got babe pages or meme pages, or what. I wouldn't recommend doing meme pages anymore, but just pages with big following. So that way you can promote your new creators. And basically what you're doing is even building a free page on OnlyFans. The whole thing is like, okay, your traffic methods are always going to change no matter what it is. The dating app shit are updating every week, whatever. Ban waves, IG update, TikTok update. So people are always, like, scratching and trying to find how they're going to implement this new strategy. The whole idea is to get as many subscribers or followers or views or whatever, as many people So one spot. So we
Mm-hmm.
use like Telegram broadcast channel or Instagram broadcast channel or the OnlyFans free page. But the whole
Mm-hmm.
idea is to get as many people into this one pot as you possibly can. Because at that point, now you have access to everyone. And then when the traffic method changes, you apply the new traffic method, you scrape as many subscribers out as possible and get them into that pot. So that way, no matter what, you always have traffic. You can always do call to actions, because not everybody's gonna like the fucking blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick. Some
Okay.
guys like this girl or this girl. So you can just keep plugging them in and recycling your subscribers to get you jump started.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that you can do is you can use those channels to start boosting your social medias when you start those up.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you did mention about, because I had the following question about how do you, because since you are doing a lot of the reels and TikToks and stuff like that, how you get the ideas about uh, what model should record? I mean, you did mention that you are following the other creators, and that's just your whole base. I mean, about the ideas of the videos, or you are just like you are the member of some kind of groups where the people are because I know the BTC has one group where they are like sending the daily inspirations,
yeah.
right? Would you recommend joining that kind of the groups?
I mean, yeah, so the TikTok live or the TikTok daily trends and the Instagram daily trends are good, but this is just my opinion. This is my view. It doesn't take away from what they're doing. And, I haven't really had anybody argue this point with me before, but my whole thing is I've used those trends before, but
Okay.
I would rather focus on creators who are more hardworking that we can actually build into influencers. So
Okay.
I spend a lot of time watching influencers in general. Doesn't even have to do anything with OnlyFans.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, when you run not safe for work content and you do a lot of these types of trends, your accounts are going to get flagged and your accounts are going to get banned and suspended and all that bullshit. So in my mind, I just want to create viral, original content. So niche down heavily, find out what the model's interests, hobbies are, like what is she passionate about, whatever. Like for example, think about it this, like this just came across, but if you think about this, like I'm very creative in my own way anyway, so I'm always coming up with different stuff. But like it came across recently in one of the groups, there's a girl who makes sandwiches. So like the whole idea behind, hey, go make me a sandwich as the guy. But the twist is that there's a lot of people who like food. They like to watch what they call food porn. So this model, every single reel that she does is
Just
her
making
bringing a plate with a sandwich on it, and it's just a new sandwich that she makes every day. But the food looks delicious. So
okay.
not only is she getting an audience of the people that like to watch food, but then there's also her who has the OnlyFans. And I'm telling you, like every video is hitting over 1 million views from both. It's ridiculous. So my point is that when you find another interest and it's something that the creator is comfortable doing and she's good at doing, now there's a reason to come for entertainment. And then the OF link is just a bonus. But that's how you're going to get the virality. That's how you're going to be able to get viewers to watch you across all these platforms. And that's why a lot of these girls are doing like podcasts and collabing with other creators that are bigger and all that other stuff. They pay for those things. But yeah, in general, just having another interest, having something like when they go to that page, they know what they're getting. I have one girl right now, she does stupid stuff like, I don't know how to change a light bulb. I wish I had a man. Oh, I can't open this pickle jar. Help me. And then she gets down on her knees and she's like, please, like that whole I need a man thing. And that seems to be working really well. So, and she came
So you are just like you're suggesting that, for example, create different kind of the icons on the Instagram or the TikTok and build like personality, just like regarding to the sandwiches, right? And that the people will come if they visit the profile. It will be mostly about the food, etc. The other ladies about the she needs help from the man and all and so on. So I know the people are doing the different personalities of one model. And are you doing this yourself? I mean, with your models?
What, as far as like creating the niches for them and like
Yes.
making specific content? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
100%. Now, that's obviously going to be also, it's going to be based on like where they're from. You're not going to be able to do a lot of this stuff with an Argentinian model who doesn't speak English.
Okay.
So now you're looking at more of like Reddit, Twitter, things that she doesn't really have to make like speak,
Mm-hmm.
like when the creators speak and the people can hear their voices and they get to know their personality and their characteristics and things like that, it builds more of a connection with your
Mm-hmm.
viewer, which makes it
Yes.
more enticing for them to come in and subscribe, because now they're used to seeing her and that she's doing something specific every time. It's good for the algorithm, it's good for the platform, it's bringing a broader audience to your page. And it's going to be harder to do that when you have creators that are in different countries that, you know, you're not targeting US creators or US subscribers, UK subscribers, or whatever. It just, with that type of situation, now you have to get a little bit more creative. Or even if you're like we talked about earlier, targeting like a French audience or something. Now you have to
Mm-hmm.
find something that caters to the French audience. You can still build a
Yes.
content plan around that, but if you're in a different country, it could be harder for you to do that.
Oh, yes.
And it's also harder too if your model doesn't speak English,
Mm-hmm.
because it's harder for you to communicate those ideas to them.
Mm-hmm.
So like we work with our creators one-on-one. I have 2 to 3 calls, maybe even 5 sometimes during the week, just to
Mm-hmm.
go over new ideas for videos. They find them and bring them to us. We find them and bring them to them, and then we work together on creating the skits, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the most viral content that I've ever seen is when it's the boyfriend and girlfriend thing. The boyfriend's
Mm-hmm.
on the OnlyFans page and helping her with the content, and they're doing these skits and videos together, and they
Mm-hmm.
just get super creative with it.
Mm-hmm. So I think we are getting to the end of this call, and I just wanted to ask you also about your coaching. I mean, because you during the call you did mention that you don't want to like promote yourself, etc. But could you tell about what's included in that calls? Because I even saw, I think today you did share some kind of the stories with the package of what's included and what someone, if he would like to use your one-to-one call and the coaching, what they could expect from that, from there.
Yeah, so like the one-on-one coaching is really just to go more in depth. Like I get a lot of specific questions about Instagram, about the OnlyFans platform, about chatting, or just startups in general, recruiting methods, Reddit, everything. So
Mm-hmm.
usually, I tell people to book a one-on-one call if they have something specific and they need me to like review their accounts, or go over just more in-depth information so that I can give them a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously there's a lot that comes with management and OnlyFans and everything. So I don't typically, I'm not able to cover everything
Of
in
course.
just a 1 hour call. So the one-on-one coaching is a 1 hour call. And, I just try to answer the questions as best that I can, whatever they bring. I have a whole form that they got to fill out with all their questions. They give me a background, how long they've been doing it, what they're currently struggling with, how many models, etc. And I basically just
So
get a game plan going for them.
okay, so
So
it's not like selling the method, but you are deeply investigating this specific case, right? I mean, in case, I mean the specific agency.
yeah, and I mean, I do also give away methods too as well. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
anything that I can get, anybody who books a coaching call with me, I'll give them whatever I have. Which obviously those that don't book calls won't get access to that.
Mhm.
But that's sort of like my appreciation for you booking the call with me, is that I make sure that whatever topic we're speaking on or whatever questions you have, whatever you need, I either have resources and can point you in a direction with one of my team members who can help with it, or I give it directly. Like I
Mhm.
give the full everything that I can.
Okay. So on the chat, on the pinned message, I did share also on the Telegram and the Discord. I send the contact to you. So anyone who wants to get in touch with the Floyd, talk about the coaching, should ask him directly about that. And thank you a lot, Floyd, for this call that you were able, you found the time for that. Maybe in future we'll make one more. Maybe I will have more specific questions. And finally, I hope pretty soon we'll be able to speak about the Onibox and your Onimator use case. Um, so once again, thank you. I would recommend everyone to take a look on the Floyd's coaching sessions and text him directly on the Telegram. And thank you for today once again. And let's be in touch.
Yeah, man. No, I definitely appreciate you for having me on here. It's always cool to get the chance to
Hmm.
talk to people about this kind of stuff. And if anybody wants to find like all the resources, all the reviews, anything about the VIP group, whatever, you can just go on Telegram and go to @Premium Fangirls Agency, and I have all my reviews, the reviews from VIP, everything that we offer, the reviews that I have from the mentorship program, an outline of the mentorship program. And then as far as the Onibox, we're getting close. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that, mid-month next month, we'll be able to actually share some results and stuff. But I'm excited
perfect.
about it. And so far, it's been going really well.
Thank you. So let's be in touch and thank you once again.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Bye bye.
All right.